Hey Pilates Party people, welcome to my channel or welcome back to my channel. My name is Caroline, a certified Pilates and yoga instructor here in Christchurch, New Zealand. Today's practice is a full body reformer workout, and before we get this party started, we have some props and tools to get this party started. Making sure you have your Pilates box hooked up against your reformer, ready for our lunge series later on in practice. And we have a spicy little ring, and that's really awesome for our beginning flow. That is our single leg footwork flow. All right, once you've hooked that reformer ring just onto the foot bar, take the headrest up, foot bar lifted, and let's pop the hood to check out those springs. For level 1, we have 1 heavy, 1 medium. So that's 1 heavy, 1 medium spring. Level 2 and 3, we're going to lump them in together because it gets quite spicy right away. We have 1 heavy, 1 medium, and that extra little kick of a light spring. So that's 1 heavy, 1 medium, 1 light spring. Once you have springs that feel good to you, let's grab a hold of that ring and break dance it. So we're facing the front of that reformer, the foot bar, lowering the head onto that lifted headrest and kick those balls of the feet into that reformer ring. We're going to take an underhand grip so the palms of the hands face the back wall, toes draped towards the chest. There can be a soft bend in those knees or a kick up of those heels, lengthening through the backs of the legs. Take a few breaths just here, settling into your practice. Shimmy, shake those shoulders away from the shoulder rests. Heels might kick up a little higher to the sky. Toes might drape a little closer to the chest. But the sit bones are nice and heavy. The tail is nice and long. And we breathe through the natural curvature of the spine, the lifts and lowers, the hills and valleys. Last breath. On the next inhale, we'll start to fold into one knee, lengthening through the opposite heel. Back to center, and to the other side we go. Maybe you pick up pace, finding a little bit of a prance or a march. Option here to take it slow, finding what feels good, maybe even a side to side rock into the hips. Last breath here, and I'll meet you back at center with those heels kicking up to the stars, the chest nice and open, feeling that width through the collarbones, the chest. Taking that left heel and hooking it onto that reformer foot bar, toes pointing up to the sky, reaching the right heel up to the sky, an option here to always bend. Exhale, pressing out through that left heel on that foot bar, reaching nice and long with that carriage. Inhale, folding towards the stoppers just before they close. Exhale, press away once again. Finding a gliding sensation through that carriage. Taking it slow, keeping that control. Using the whole inhale to draw back into the stoppers, that whole exhale to press away from them. Last 3. Last 2. And this last one, we're going to press out nice and long. Pause here, folding in just halfway. Pause here. 2 pulses, 2 inches up and 2 inches down. One more time, 2 inches up and 2 inches down. This time, pressing out nice and long through that standing leg. So it's a double pulse at that midline. Inhale, fold in just halfway, double pulse. And that press away. Keeping it nice and slow and controlled. Gliding through those pulses, never bouncing. Last one here. As you press away, pause at the top. We'll keep the right hand on that ring and take the left hand onto that hip. Peel the right leg out to the right side, keeping the left hip as heavy as it can be. Last breath. We'll cross the midline, swap a doodle with those hands, Reaching the right arm out to the right side, sweeping the right leg to the left. Gaze can stay up at the stars or turn towards the right side. Last breath. Back to center and back to that underhand hook. Folding into the stoppers. Both legs reach up into that ring. Find that prance if it feels good, maybe taking a break, bending the knees. Noticing the sensations from side to side. Last breath here. Both heels kick up to the stars. Right foot under the right glute. We have that underhand grip. The left heel kicks up, option to bend the knee. As you exhale once again, just the same as last time, nice and slow, nice and controlled. Folding in and out from those stoppers. Keeping the hips nice and heavy, the tail nice and long, honoring the natural curvature of the spine, the hills and valleys. That whole exhale to press you away. And that whole inhale to draw you back. The lower ribs start to melt into that carriage. Inhale, they fan out, taking a little bit more space in the back of that carriage. The last 3. Next time you press out nice and long, pause for a moment. Folding in halfway, we find those double pulses. Now it's 2 inches up and 2 inches down. Once again, 2 inches up and 2 inches down. Exhale, press it all the way nice and long. Inhale, folding in halfway. Those double pulses. Feeling that glide of that carriage. Last 2. Pausing at the top. Keep that left hand hooked onto that ring, right hand onto the right hip, peel it open. Inhale back to center, crisscross applesauce across the midline, half T, and maybe looking towards that left hand. Option to keep the gaze up at center. Inhale back to center, and folding back. Take those legs once again up into that ring. Maybe you feel that nice pounce. Or maybe you feel that march, that rock and roll from side to side. Last breath. Drawing back to center. Taking that ring and taking it to the shins here. You can keep that headrest lifted just for now as we come into that ab series. As you exhale, those knees and those hips are in alignment, so send those knees slightly forward, engaging through the lower abdominals. Exhale, lift the head, neck, and shoulders to look at those knees, look at that ring. Inhale, soften down. Exhale. Inhale. Continue here. For 3. Sliding that chest plate down to the front of the hips. Option to continue here or grab a hold of that ring. As you exhale, we're going to lift the head, neck, and shoulders, slide the ring towards the tippy toes. Inhale back to center. Exhale, draw those arms slightly behind you. Find that tricep extension. Back to center, lift towards the toes, soften down, and reach slightly behind. If you want a little extra, extend those legs. Fold back in, ring draws over the chest, and then back behind you. Last two with that option to keep the legs nice and long on the next one. So as you exhale, reach the legs, option to keep the legs there, reach back behind you with the arms and forward. 5, hugging the lower abdominals in and up. 4, keep the chest lifted. 3, 2, and 1. Back to center, fold in and lower down. All right, that headrest is going to lower down as well. We're going to find our bridging series. So come on up, take that headrest down, changing those springs. If you have lighter springs, change them a bit higher. So we have level 1 being 1 heavy, 1 medium, 1 light. Level 2 is 1 heavy, 1 medium. So it's the opposite of what we just had. All right, let's come on down for that bridging series. We're going to use those hamstrings quite a bit. Good thing they had a little bit of a stretch. Those arms have the option of being up over the chest with that ring, or you can hook that ring underneath your reformer. Heels are hip width distance apart, headrest is lowered, and we're shimmy shaking away from the shoulder rests. Toes are pointing up to the sky. And we're gonna take a nice big inhale. Exhale, scoop the tail, imprint the lower spine, lifting up and start to articulate through the vertebrae, reaching the knees towards where the ceiling meets the wall. Inhale at the top, and as you exhale, slowly melting down all the way into that reformer. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Last one here. On the next exhale, I'll meet you in that bridge and we'll stay for a little while longer. Pausing at the top. Keep those hips nice and square. Option here is to keep rolling up and down. Option to lift the right leg to tabletop position. Keep the heels in and tap down. Other side. And down. Sit bone draws towards the glute. The hips stay nice and square. The carriage stays into the stoppers, maybe even pointing the toes for a little extra flair. Last one. Both heels land, lift the hips, and melt all the way back down into the stoppers. Whew, really, really nice. Taking those rings and placing them just in between the knees. Hands then find the temples. Once again, we find that chest lift. The inseams of the feet draw together, knees out to either side, a diamond shape. Exhale, lift the head, neck, and shoulders, squeeze that ring, make it an egg shape, draw back to center, and lower down. Exhale, squeeze, soften, and low. Last two. Beautiful. As you lay back down, taking that ring, if you haven't already, just under your reformer. This time we don't need to retrieve it, so make sure it's nice and hidden. Take the hands behind the thighs, rock and roll all the way up into that seated position. Changing that spring load. We're all going to change it onto 1 light spring. 1 light spring. We're going to come into all fours on that carriage. So knowing that it is light, the carriage does want to move. Working and moving carefully and slowly. Making sure that we're in all fours here, so the feet are in the headrest area, hands are hooked onto the front of that reformer, almost waterfalling off the side. We're going to take that right hand into that short loop. Hips stay nice and square. Looking down, making sure those hips are nice and square. The knees and the hips are in alignment. And that left hand is just waterfalling off the front of that reformer. Right hand, however, is by the hip. We're ready for a bicep curl. Palms are facing down. As you exhale, folding into that bicep curl, hand draws towards the shoulder and reaches back. Last two. Last one. Shoulders are nice and square. This time, bicep curl, flip the palm, overhead press, reach forward. Fold it back in, flip the palm, and reach it back. Exhale. Overhead. Inhale. Last three. Last two. This time, as you come into that overhead press, pause here. We're gonna take that right hand, waterfall it over the front of that reformer. Left leg is going to reach out behind you. Hips are still nice and square. Take a look down, making sure they are. Pointing the toes, shoulders are nice and square. Press a little bit more through the palms of the hands. Tapping the left toe down. Exhale, lift it up. Inhale. Exhale. Hug the lower abdominals in and up. For three. Last two. And one. Pause with that leg lifted. Tricep dip. So send the heart forward towards the front of that reformer, towards the platform. Elbows draw back towards the rails, sinking the head down into that well. Exhale, press it all the way up. Two taps. One. Exhale. Two. Tricep press. Reach forward with the heart. Press it back up. One more time. Tap and lift. Last one. And lift. Two tricep dips this time. That's one. And last one here. All the way up. Fold the knee in. And take that strap back into the shoulder rest. That's a lot to ask for that standing wrist, so give it a little bit of a whirl. It's time to be in that nice little strap. So take the short loop, waterfall with the right hand, making sure those knees are just under the hips, and reach that left arm back, palm facing down, just the bicep curls. Exhale, fold it in. Shoulders are square, hips are square. Take a look down. Last two. As you fold in, flip the palm, reach it forward. Flip the palm, reach it back. Bicep and overhead. 4. Stay strong in that standing arm. Stay square in those shoulders and those hips. Last one here. This time we'll reach it forward and slowly drape that hand down to the front of that reformer. Shoulder width distance apart, so both hands are waterfalling in front. Take that right leg out nice and long behind you. Point the toe, square off those hips, press through the hands. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Lifting up and down. Use those exhales. Hug the lower abdominals in and up, even hug the lowest ribs, soft doming through the upper body. Last two. We have that tricep dip just in a moment. This time, reach it up. Send the heart forward, elbows back, and then press away. Tap for two. Tap for one. Reach, send it forward. One more time. And press it up. Tap it down and reach it up. Pause here. From here, we're just going to find those tricep dips, 2 of them. So send it forward and back up. Last one, and back up. And fold it in. Whew, scooting forward. We'll take both hands in those straps now. Nice low kneel, so scooching forward, right in front of those shoulder rests, because we don't want to be seated on those shoulder rests. Less than ideal, less than comfortable. Hands are just going to fold down by your side, nice and long, palms facing forward, making sure that the pinkies are also hooking or smiling forward. As you exhale, reaching those arms nice and long and draping them down. Arm arcs, so that exhale reaches the shoulder and the wrist into alignment. Inhale, we drape down by your side. Option to stay low or with control and with that steady, slow pace. Exhale, hug the lower abdominals, start to lift up into that high kneel. Engage the glutes, keep hugging the lower abdominals. Inhale, hinge and fold back down. Exhale, reach it back up. Inhale, hinge and fold back down. Last two. Last one, reaching up. Take those hands. If you're in a low kneel, this works just the same. We're going to hinge through those hips, so the hips are hovering over the heels. Arms are nice and long in front of you. Fold into the elbows. Exhale, press it out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Unhook. Reach all the way up. Drape those hands by your side and slowly lower it down. All right, take those strapperoo skis just onto the shoulder pads and let's look under the hood. We have two options here for our lunge series. Option number 1 is 1 medium spring. So that's 1 medium spring for level 1. Level 2 and 3 are going to once again be hooked in together and we'll just keep it on that light spring. So level 2 and 3 is just 1 light spring. Find what feels good and let's come up to standing onto that box. So take your time, stepping onto that box, roll out those arms, shake out those legs, taking the outside leg right up against that reformer, inside heel hooks up against that shoulder rest, hips are nice and square. Take those hands onto the hips. If it feels good, roll those shoulders one more time, settling them into the back pocket. Fold, hinge, and press as you press away, finding that lunge series. We want that hinge so the heel and the crown of the head are in one straight line, and then press to that standing foot, rising up. Exhale. Inhale. Last 3. Last 1. This time, hinging into that lunge. Option to add on, rising all the way up. Take that standing foot on the carriage, take it to the very back edge of that box, fold into the curtsy, finding an upright position here, almost as if you're up against a wall, not hinging forward towards that foot bar. Press all the way up. Step back onto that carriage. Press out into that lunge. You know it now, we're alternating. Option to stay in that lunge, option to find that curtsy. Woo. Challenges that balance for sure. We feel it in that standing leg. All that stability, all that balance. Last one here. In that lunge now, we're going to pause. So press back into that lunge, fold into that scooter, knee in and out. We'll stay low. Here we go. 8, 7, 3. In 2, we're going to come back to that nice curtsy lunge. Last one, press out, fold in, rise up. Come into that curtsy, take your time, find your balance. Folding in, little pulses at the bottom, stay low. Scoop that tail under. 8. 2 and 1. Whoo! Shake out those legs, stepping off of that box. Take that box onto that reformer here. And we'll walk around to the other side, do the exact same lunge series. Grabbing a hold of that box nice and long ways into your lunge position here. Stepping onto that box, outside leg right up against that reformer, inside heel up against that shoulder rest. Hips are nice and square, shoulders are square as well. As you exhale, fold, hinge, and press. The chest is looking right over that standing big toe. Pressing up and hinging down. Though we're hinging from the hips, we're not hinging from that spine. So making sure that those hips are nice and square. The spine is nice and long. It doesn't want to round into flexion or extend up towards the ceiling. Last 2. Option to stay with these lunges. Or as you drive back up, we're going to step to the side, find your curtsy. And again, it's not that hinge forward now. It's that straight line down and up. Step back onto that reformer. Press it out and up. Step it to the side, straight down, straight up. We have 3. Next time you find yourself in that lunge, press it out, pause, fold into that scooter. We stay low, press it out for 8. Hips are nice and square, shoulders are soft. Last 4. Last 3. Last 2. Coming back into that curtsy after this last one. Fold, hinge, press it all the way up, step to the side, and little pulses for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and you are done and dusted. Step off to the side, finding any other movements that feel good just to wind down or cool down from practice. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.